It's important to understand that a calculated column is often referred to as a row iterator, and that is there is a result calculated for every single row in that particular query. And so when you create a calculated column, they say that you create a row context. And so a row context means that you are getting a result for every row in that query, and that calculation is iterating for every row. Later on, you'll see how any relationships or filters are temporarily ignored whenever there's a row iterator. But let's just keep it light for now, and we'll come to that. The next function I want to introduce you to is the if function, and you may again be familiar with this when you've worked with Excel and other programs. I'm working with the customers table, so I'm still in the customers table, and I notice that there's actually an age column, and here it is here. Now what I'd like to do is put these ages into groups or bands. And so I'd like to create a calculated column that says that anybody over the age of 55 falls into the 55 plus group. Anybody over 45 falls into the 45 to 54 group. And anybody over 35 falls within the 35 to 44 group. Everybody else falls into the 18 to 34 group because we really do not have any customers younger than the age of 18. So let's create a new column. I'm going to name this column age, and I'm going to use capitals, age breakdown equals, shift enter. Now I'm going to put some documentation, so // and I'm just going to say that this groups ages into bands and shift enter. I'll press tab to come in and I'll type if, which enables me to choose the if function. Now the if function, as you can see up here, always disappears whenever I want to use it, always performs some sort of logical test. Then with the comma, after the comma, you say what do you want to do if the test is true? And then after that comma, what do you want to do if the test is false? So it checks whether the condition is met and returns one value if the result is true and one value if the result is false. We always tend to start with the highest value. So I'm saying if, and then I'm going to type age, and then I can choose my customer age tab. If my customer's age is greater than, equal to 55, comma, then I want to show the text, double quote, 55 plus, double quote. Then I put a comma and I say, what do I want to do if that's false? What if their age is not greater than 55? Shift enter for a new line. My false is actually another if statement. So I press I and I arrow down to the if. Oops. And I press tab. I'm going to say age, which allows me to go down to customer's age, is greater than or equal to 45, comma, double quote, show the text 45 to 54, double quote, comma. So if my age is greater than 45, that's my test. If that's true, I want to show 45 to 54. Shift enter for a new line. My false is another test. I and if my age is greater than or equal to 35, comma, I want to show the text 35 to 44, comma, shift enter. Finally, if they don't fall within any of those three bands, then I just want to show that they are in the 18 to 34 group. Now for every instance of the word if, you need close brackets. There was 3 ifs, so I need 1, 2, 3 close brackets. And you may have seen there that it pairs them off. So you always have to have a close bracket for every open bracket. When I press enter, I end up with a new column called age breakdown. And using an if statement, I was able to determine what band each customer fell into. Here you'll notice that anything that's documented is green, anything that's text is maroon, the column heading is always black, and the code itself is in blue. And so that's an if statement.